Today on Super Science, I cover the topic, is Superman limitless? Before I start the video, please don't forget to like it if you do enjoy, and also please be sure to subscribe so I will start putting out more of those videos that you guys love. So lately, all over the internet, I have seen many people use the statement that Superman is limitless to prove why he beats other fictional characters. Certain characters that will not be named in this video. Here are two of the examples I've seen before.
Where Superman is a character that doesn't have any limits. And I know other people have said that before, heck, I've even said it before, but that's because it's the truth. I mean, the very idea and whole point of Superman is that he's supposed to be the most powerful hero. He's supposed to be incredibly and sometimes ridiculously overpowered, hence him sneezing away entire solar systems. I just really can't get over that one, guys. There's basically nothing Superman can't
against a being with no limits in the first place.
But even besides that, Superman is more than just a character. He's an ideal. So if tomorrow they invent a character that can beat someone with the flick of their pinky, Superman would find a way to overcome that because, again, Superman is an ideal and is as strong as the story needs him to be. He's simply not meant to lose. Sure, Doomsday killed him back in the day, but guess what? He came back because that's what Superman is at his very core, which is a character who will always find a way to overcome anything, even in death.
I'm not even going to talk about the humongous contradictions that were just said. And I'm also not going to talk about the wank fest in all these videos either. These people sound and talk like they've never read a single comic book in their life. And don't get me wrong, I'm a huge Superman fan. Superman is actually what I grew up with. But it is a responsibility as a Superman fan to fix up all the falsities that people make about my character. That same responsibility is why I'm basing a lot of my channel on DC Comics. I feel it is my responsibility to clear up all the falsities possible. Enough of my die-hard DC fan wink, let's just move on to the video. Before I do anything, I need to first look at what I have. And what I have, first, is the definition of limitless, which is without limit or boundless. According to this definition, something with a set quantity or something that is quantifiable is absolutely not limitless. Therefore, any feats that can be quantified are not feats that prove limitlessness. That only numbers like infinity, which have no quantity and go on forever, classify as limitless. Superman does have feats that make him look limitless, but today I'm going to be debunking all the feats that prove him to be limitless and prove overall that he is not limitless. Feat number 1. Superman lifted the Book of Infinite Pages. Unlike a bunch of other sources, I'm going to show the full scans. The scan clearly says the Ultima Thul's onboard computer has infinite memory capacity, which means it could read every page of the book at once and download its manual, its own repair. Meaning that if every page of the book can be read, there is a finite amount of pages, ultimately proving that the book is not infinite weight. Also, if Superman were limitless in power and could lift the weight of infinity, then he wouldn't need the help of anyone else. And no, I've seen this all over the internet. You cannot divide infinity by 2. It does not fit the concept of infinity. Instead of the answer being infinity, the answer is actually undefined. Also, if Superman was limitless, he would not be struggling, and he would be able to do this with ease and instantaneously. But that is not the case. Here you can see Ultraman and Superman clearly struggling to hold the book up. And here in the very next scene, you can see Superman and Ultraman both dropping the book out of struggle. Here is yet another scan proving that the Book of Infinite Pages is not infinite. Here, he reads to the end of the book and he sees the final chapter, meaning that there is an end, and infinity has no end. Therefore, the book is not infinite. Feat number 2. Superman lifted Spectre. First of all, we can use the same debunk as last time. So, if Superman was really limitless, he wouldn't need the help of Wonder Woman to help lift Spectre. Second of all, it says here that they were struggling under his weight and it was nearly too much for them. In addition, they could not even lift him. Let's just suppose for a second that he has infinite weight. Let's pretend the ground has infinite power and the gravitational pull is strong enough to keep the planet in orbit, while there is a supposed infinite weight on the planet. In the scene right below Superman and Wonder Woman struggling, guess who's lifting and guess who stopped lifting? Anyone notice the Green Lantern who is currently lifting effector within his ring and noticed that Superman and Wonder Woman stopped lifting? Guess who has infinite power? Apparently Green Lantern does. Case closed. Feat number 3. I know that this feat doesn't necessarily prove limitlessness, however I just wanted to cover this because so many people missed this scan horribly. First of all, the scan says the electromagnetic shockwave came rushing towards Clark at the speed of light. He couldn't outrun the speed of light, proving that he can't go faster than the speed of light. And then at the very bottom, the scene says, right behind it was an expanding ball of radiation that would have incinerated Clark as soon as it touched him. So he didn't tank the radiation of the supernovas, just the electromagnetic shockwave. Feat 4 is Superman breaking through the source wall, which is a whole separate topic to be covered for another day. Essentially, what I was trying to prove in this video is that Superman is not limitless. If you meant that Superman was limitless in potential and not in any sort of physical way, then you were absolutely correct, because he does have limitless potential of power coming from suns, and just like any other character, he can continue to train, which means that his potential is essentially limitless. However, the same can be said about any other character, the training part, not the whole energy from the sun part. But back to Superman's energy from the sun, he gets energy from the sun, however that energy is quantifiable, proving that he's not limitless. Superman's body works like a rechargeable battery. It can continue to be recharged, but it does have a limit to how much energy it can have. And no, you cannot say that Superman's character is not meant to lose. That's not how versus battles work. Just because Superman's character is not meant to lose, it doesn't mean that he's unbeatable or limitless. Versus battles do not take place in a Superman comic or movie. They are on neutral ground, so the character thing cannot be used. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video, and if you did, please be sure to check out my previous videos, and also please be sure to subscribe. Was there anything I missed? Please be sure to notify me in the comments.